now it's time for Michael's favorite part of the day when he does the karate chop, the bottom line.
My favorite part is the synopsis, but I do like karate chopping too.
I think you need a sound effect to go with that.
Also known as the Terrible Twos. Everybody calls it the Terrible Twos except for Michael. It's the final two questions of the show, the two most important questions. Let's just jump right into it because we're almost out of time.
Luckily, I'm also the one who edits the video, so I just title it the bottom line. So,
okay. So, question number 1, on a scale of 1 to 10, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, what would you rate Masters of the Universe, Revelation, The Power of Grayskull? The Power of Grayskull.
Grayskull.
Do you really want to know?
I have to know. I don't. I do kind of want to know. I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was not that impressed with it. I was not that excited by it. Obviously, like as much as Ryan was. I did think that there was some cool mythological stuff surrounding the Castle Grayskull, and so that's what bumped it up above a 5. Whoa. And so I'm giving it a 5.9 because I just could not bring myself to give it a 6. But it wasn't. It ended interestingly.
Wow, that was better than I expected from you, Michael. Much better. You gave us a bait and switch there. You tricked us. Kat, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I, like Michael, liked it more than I thought I would. So I will mirror his score and raise him just slightly into a 5.99999.
Okay. 5.9 infinity.
Well, here's the big surprise, guys. I am going to have the highest score of the three of you.
What?
I know. Not that high. I'm giving it a straight 7. Every time I thought about it, everything I thought about just kind of kept bringing me back to a 7. I thought the writing was about an 8. The idea of having Skeletor and He-Man is a great idea. Again, speaking of bait and switch, it was kind of a bait and switch where you're like, Masters of the Universe. Just kidding. It's just Tila's story or something, it goes off. But then I started thinking, how cool would it be if like then they do that and then season 2 is like, Ram Man's story, and then season 3 is, and then it really gives us a chance to get more in depth behind all of these characters. And I think that's really cool. And Tila is one of the main characters. She was one of the maybe 3 or 4 main characters in the series, and she's well beloved and a great character. So I think that is definitely the right choice. If they were going to do that kind of direction, I think she was the right choice in where to start. Although I would have loved to start with evil-lyn or Skeletor personally. 7, straight down the side. But the final question is, now that, let's start that over. Take 2. For the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch Masters of the Universe Revelation, but now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, maybe Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, would you watch the second episode?
Well, man, I was watching this and I was like, I'm not interested in this at all. And then the ending came and they left us on a cliffhanger, and just only because the only reason that I'm giving this a yes is I'm very interested to see more of this mythology surrounding the Castle Grayskull, which is now transformed into some kind of crystal palace. And then my theory is that He-Man and Skeletor were transmitted to some kind of mystic realm, and I want to see that realm. And so that's why I would give the second episode a chance.
Wow. Kat, what about you? Would you watch the second?
She did.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Oh,
I mean, I like what you said, Michael, about the cliffhanger and wanting to find out more. Like, don't know if maybe if I was like sick and there was nothing on TV and it was like, okay, I'll play this while I'm in my pajamas and laying on the couch.
as long as there's nothing else on any other streaming at all that you've not seen before.
But she's saying there's a chance.
There's
But that's, but that's still a no. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a no.
Okay. Well, no surprise. I could have given this a 2 and probably would have wanted to see the rest just because I want to learn more about that world and I want to see more of those characters. And I want them to bring in more characters than just the ones in the first episode. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure some of them will be characters that did not exist before, because if we are right that Tila's going off on her own adventure, that means she's going to be meeting new characters and she might be running into old ones that we recognize. But regardless, I'm going to watch this thing. It doesn't matter. They could have just written, a rerun of Happy Days with these guys. And I'd be like, I'm going to watch it. I don't care. So easy yes from me.
Big surprises there.
Yeah, that's no chance I was going to watch the second.
Well, I think I was right. I think my streak I've come out of my dark spot.
Yeah, the comeback kid.
I think I was pretty spot on today.
Very good. Very good. I think we were all, pretty close. All right. So I think that's about it, right, Michael? Everybody at home, please, in the comments below, tell us what you'd like us to review. You could say WTF She-Ra.
She-Ra, I knew you were going to say that.
By the way, yeah, if you like the Masters of the Universe and He-Man, but you want a female-driven story, She-Ra is that. It takes place in Masters of the Universe and Eternia, right? And it's the story of She-Ra. So we'll check that out at some point if you tell us to. WTF She-Ra. And there's also a remake of it from like a few years ago that I haven't seen. So that's another thing. So let us know the 80s version or the remake version, or if there's something else we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. What I'm trying to say is
My Little Pony.
Yeah, but they got to say it 10 times for it to work. What I'm trying to say
My Little Pony, My Little Pony, My Little Pony
is this podcast was, I'm going to say, a revelation, right? That's an easy one.
Oh, this podcast was all about Mr. He-Man, if you please.
This podcast was a learning experience.
Well, everybody at home, thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, and always remember what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, Esquire, likes to say.
Don't forget, watch the first of things. And also, before that, register to be an organ donor.
Freeze frame. Boom.
Nope. We don't freeze frame.
Freeze frame.
That's not a thing that we do. We don't do that. So I'm not going to freeze frame. I'm going to keep moving.